all you're doing. I know Karen's gonna do squares too.
I have a bigger one.
Office meeting cheese.
Cold girl winter.
We did squares last year. We filled a couple. Here too. Yeah, we did here.
Weren't they filling out scores already for the office?
There's gonna be a couple. All right, we ready to get started? Morning, everybody. Morning. Morning, Zoom. Good morrow. Okay. We got Eastside over there. I see some people, a lot of people on Zoom. Emily said good morning. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Brittany. Good morning, Cecilia. Bertha. Lauren, Roy. Irma. All right, how's everyone doing? Great. Happy Thursday, February 2nd. Man, time goes by fast. All right, let's get started. Shauna, you want to have some fun?
I do. Good morning.
Let's do it. Come on up, Shauna. Welcome up.
Gift card. Yay. Let's see. All right, Garrett, you're in charge.
I'm in charge. What? I will not mess this up.
First house.
Wait, let's do the rules in case we have some new faces.
Okay, so the rules are closest to the actual purchase price without going over. You'll win a gift card. And these are sold in the last 2 weeks at MLS. So hopefully.
No cheating.
No cheating, Zoom. All right, so first on the list. West Palmdale, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, built in 1990, a 2,100 square foot on an 8352 square foot lot. Looks like very nice and clean on the inside.
West Palmdale?
West Palmdale, 1990.
Oh, green floors. I love that.
So nice. Look at
Whenever
that.
the wallpaper matches the carpet, I'm always in.
That's definitely 1990.
It's turtle.
I like the
Okay,
correction.
but it's pretty up. The kitchen's upgraded, so that's nice. All right. Get your prices. What do we got on?
What are we thinking?
Zoom?
575.
550.
575.
540. What?
535.
I don't know. And I don't know the prices.
585 over here. 525.
You gotta say the yes.
495. 499. 560. 549. 545. 9.
Yes, dólares.
564. 625. 650. 535. 538. 595. 535. 540. We got a lot of guests on Zoom.
All right, ready?
All right, let's get this first one. Get those guests in.
All right, the actual retail price is
Oh.
Inflation came through.
I said 589. Oh, everybody on the
Who's not over here?
I'm so mad at myself. I originally
What do you got?
I got 499.
You got 499, Jason?
I'm so mad at myself. I put
Oh, 499.9. 499.9. Oh, we got 500 next? Exactly. 500. Anyone closer to 500? Zoom?
Good job.
Is anyone closer on Zoom?
I got $5.
$501.
501.
I actually got 504.99.
All right, go look at the address. East Lake Hatchford, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, built in 1991, 1,183 square feet. Tiny, nice first starter home.
You guys want to learn something? You guys know what the first two numbers represent?
43rd Street
No.
East. 43rd Street East.
No, incorrect.
40th.
That's only if there's 4. If there's 5, what does that mean?
North or south?
No. Which gangs are around?
How many miles, as a crow flies, to LA City? Yeah, city center. So if it's 39, that means you're closer. You're probably on Avenue S. If it's every one is a mile, so 42, 40, 41 is like a K, 42 is J. So this is between, I'm guessing, J and I in that direction? Or no, J,
That's
this
only
is
if
J.
there's 5.
That's if there's 5.
Learn something new
Who
every day.
delivered pizza when you're going through college as you bartended? This guy did.
But it does get to 5 digits even when you get to like Lake LA and stuff. It's 5 digits.
Yeah,
for, like,
because it's
hundreds.
as a crow flies.
Oh, is it?
So it's a straight line to there. So if you're 4 letters, it's the street. If it's 4351, it's off 43rd Street, right? 4451 44th Street. That's how that works. If it's 5 letters, the first 2 is a crow flies. So the further out, so if you see that, you know this is like Avenue J.
Learn something new
Look at that. We learn something new every day.
So that's far.
If I was ever on Jeopardy and they had these types of questions,
You're winning.
I'm winning.
Ken Jenkins, are we beyond, right?
What was that? What was the square footage?
11.
1100 square feet. All right, see what these guesses are.
Okay. 375. And it's a cute house.
No, because I would have bought it. Mike, I would have bought it.
All right, what are we thinking? 435, 355, 360, 360, 420, 355, 472, 379, 9, 410, 390, $391. Amy goes $1. $1, Bob.
401.
Oh, I said 400.
She put 401. That's so disrespectful.
Alright, are we ready? Everybody ready?
Yes.
Okay, actual retail prices. 3.
All right, Amy went $1. Did anybody go lower than 339? Jason went 339.
I saw that correction after the price came up, Jason.
I think that's it, right? Nobody on Zoom got closer? Everybody's going
Palmdale
lower.
got it.
Who set the office over there?
East Palmdale got it?
Yeah.
Who is it? Who is it there? We can't see you. You guys are. Is
Yep, doesn't count.
Yeah, Freddy.
it Freddie?
Yeah, that's Freddy.
Yeah, so close, Jason.
That's ready.
So
It's
close.
Freddie. Freddie got it.
Nice job.
Oh wait, no, it was Carlos.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Freddie. Well, we like Freddie better, so we're gonna get Freddie.
Take a picture.
Freddie, was it you? Yeah, it was Freddie. All right, Freddie's the
Good
winner.
job. Alright, last one.
I like that Jason keeps thinking he wins.
I know, that's so bad.
Yeah.
West Palmdale, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, 1990 again.
1990.
That's nice.
2,300 square feet on a very small lot. Very nice.
Very small
Clean.
lot.
Let's see, what was the last one? What was the first one?
Mondo, you can't play. You made this. Mondo's over here. He knows every answer.
Mondo.
All right, what are you guys thinking?
550.
Mondo.
550 over here too.
I got it
550.
right.
What was the square footage?
23.
Alright.
2,300 square feet.
Inside, do we have a backyard? Oh, yeah.
544, 949, 525, 520, 515, 505, 475,
95.
510, 530, 529.
None of that.
All right, last one here. See how close Jason gets to get second place?
100 points.
499. 475. 490.
We have a 495
495.
on Zoom.
495. Anybody closer than 495?
Not Jason.
Emily's a big winner on Zoom. Is that 3 Zoom wins?
No.
Oh, 2 Zoom wins. 2 Zoom wins.
All right, guys. Have a great meeting, and as always, on track, on contract.
Hey!
Last time that I recall last time they said that you have to be present to win.
Yeah.
The ladies.
All right. So let me get a quick poll here. Who's here for lore? So know what's going on in real estate. All right. Who's here for awards? You did some stuff. Who's here for the free food at the end? Okay. We got food? Yeah, Renee will be bringing some food for everybody. She'll be a little thing at the end. She's gonna bring in something. We'll find out. So we'll have that after when we get going. All right, let's get started. Happy birthday! Oh, there's so many birthdays. Oh my goodness gracious! February babies, huh? If it's your birthday, stand up so we can give you a clap. I don't want to read all those names. Oh, that's your dad.
I will stand up.
I'm already standing, but it's not my birthday.
Well, you know, Mike's birthday. Birthdays will be clarified. It's not today, but it will be his birthday month this month. On birthdays, happy birthday, February babies. What is that on the sign stuff? What does that mean?
I didn't know. I thought.
What does it mean if it's your February birthday, your sign? Aquarius?
Age of Aquarius.
Pretty much geniuses. Geniuses.
Yeah,
I see.
that's a lot.
Happy birthdays. All right, newcomers. We got some newcomers. So this is from December. So if we're a little late into our Lord Awards because we had a lot going on with Sam last week and other stuff. But if you're a newcomer, welcome to the family. If you guys see some new faces, which I'm sure you have, make them sure they feel welcome. Welcome everybody. You're new. Glad to have you.
You're in the jungle, baby.
Welcome.
All right. There's enough going on in the world that makes you want to turn off the news forever and never listen to it. So let's hear some good. Who's got something good they want to share that we can just celebrate some good going on?
Sing it, Garrett.
No.
Sing it.
I will give you all the pleasure. Not
I just got a text from On Track Escrow that I closed a 5-month escrow.
That's fun.
Oh, yeah.
Break.
They broke ground today across the street, finally, on those 300 executive apartments.
Hey.
Oh.
That's exciting. Traffic. All right.
Was that Mike's listing, that land that was there forever?
No.
Right across
The one, the
That's
one
a
with
different,
Amy
that's a
House?
different one.
No, right across the street, where the Sprouts was gonna go.
I got one. Just to let everyone know, it is National Frank Day. Really, it is. So if you guys see Frank,
It's National
It's National Frank Day. All right.
National Frank Day.
Frank like Walmart. Oh, the name Frank.
Yeah.
What's National Beer Day? Every
We'll
day
let
is
you know.
National Beer Day.
That only comes around once a year.
What's here? All right. What else? How about someone on Zoom? Anyone on Zoom got anything good they want to share?
We got some good news. We got Super Bowl coming up.
We got a Super Bowl. Yeah, we'll do that next. Yeah, wow. Wow.
I'm going for the Chiefs.
I woke up this morning for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Nobody else did anything good. Tiffany! Tiffany! Go to puberty. Help me out.
My youngest child started driving, so no more carting around.
Oh! That's scary. That's scary thinking another young driver on the road. Just kidding.
I got mine getting her test too.
Really?
Yeah, and he's the best instructor in town. Jaime Chavez.
Oh,
He has his own business, and he helped my daughter.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Yeah, so if you have any inquiries, that's the guy. Hey, selfish traffic.
Does he do traffic store?
Actually, you need to hear.
Oh, man. Who's coming there? All right, guys, we have a part of the Killer Rooms. We have a lot of committees, a lot of fun stuff. We're going to have some new stuff coming your way over the next couple weeks. So keep an eye out for that. But KW Fit here has a little Super Bowl thing they're going to be doing. We're also going to have for KW Cares, they're also going to be doing both raising money for KW Cares and for fun for the Super Bowl squares. Also for KW Fit, they want to do some fun events this year, so they're going to help try to raise a little bit of money to be able to do that as well. So real quick, Jimmy, Jason, you guys want to come up and talk about your KW Fit? And go ahead, give them a round of applause for Jimmy, Jason.
All right, guys. KW Fit. We're the chairs. It was John Silva. Round of applause for John Silva.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, he did really well. He tore it up last year, so we're just gonna take his credit for it. We're gonna do squares. Last year, the squares were 50-50s to raise money. We'll do 60-40, so there's more of a payout, because, you know, we're just trying to make a little something so we can do some great events. We're planning on doing maybe some hikes, some,
Trainings with gyms, you know, if you're interested in boxing or any type of fitness that requires money. We're trying to raise money so we do more events for the office.
yeah, like if there's a day that we could get the gym open, maybe a boxing gym, a CrossFit, a regular gym, they'll let us come in, you know, and they'll train us for a day or do a class or whatnot. I think it's pretty fun. Keep active, yeah.
Are all of the boards are they all the same, or are they for the different?
Different committee. Well, this
Different
is
committees.
for the fit committee. This is the cool one.
I don't even know which one I signed up for, because I want the boxing.
It's for both. We're gonna be raising money for both, right?
Yeah, so this is $10 squares. So I'll write your name down. Certain people paid, I'll put a red P on there, but cash, Zelle, preferably cash, so we don't get lost. If not cash, we'll find you, we know where you work. We'll take it out your check, your mom's already said. Your card's on file, so.
Can we sell either one of you guys or just one of you take?
You want to, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Any questions?
So last year, John suffered me to walk up or hike up Bear Mountain and have a
Oh, God.
heavy pack on my back and almost died, and I had to lay down and almost passed out twice. Thanks, John, that was a blast.
Yeah.
We'll have this in the front. Do it again. We'll probably leave it in the front.
And last time.
So we could.
Cool, so we do it up front. So there's gonna be a lot of different activities, fun stuff coming up, if we keep it active. Obviously, we talk Keller Williams, it's not just about our business, it's about everything, our spirituality, our lives, our business, our health, our jobs, everything like that, so this is a part of that. So thanks, guys, we look forward to it. Wait, do we have a time yet for the first committee meeting, so we can get involved if we wanna put you on the spot? Not yet, next week?
Yeah.
Next week. All right, guys, thank you so much. Oh, one more announcement, go ahead.
So next Friday, On Track Escrow is gonna be hosting a little Super Bowl party, so stop by at 3 for some appetizers and drinks, so 3 to 5 at On Track Escrow.
That's not this Friday, next
Not this
Friday.
Friday, next Friday.
Awesome.
The
We'll show up.
Day after, it's from our.
Day after the most important day of the year, the president's birthday. All right.
Mr. President. Secret Service right here.
All right, let's get back going. Check here. A couple more announcements, guys. Powered Through a Shift, the 6 strategies, a new course from KW University. Scan the code to register. A lot of us don't take advantage of all the classes that are offered. There's probably 3 to 5 great classes offered each week from top producers on KWU. You can log on to My KW, go into the Education tab, or just log right into KW Connect. If you scroll down, they have a list of upcoming classes. This is a great one. It's a 6-part classes. I've actually taken some of this material. I'm creating a send out for everybody as well. I'm going through the material. A lot of responses. Some people can't make our classes when we do it. So I'll be shooting trainings out for you guys as well that you can keep an eye out and watch as well. But take advantage of these classes. There's a lot of really great stuff, and it's good to hear other voices, right? You hear my voice a lot, hear a lot of voices from the Market Center. Here's some other top producers' voices. I think Jay Papazan is teaching this one. He wrote a couple books, you might have heard of them. One Thing, REA. He was helped with Gary Keller in these books. He's a big advocate for training at Keller Williams. And you might as well hear from the best. Shift mid vaults, so practice most what matters. Jason Abrams and Ty Voice, sure, discuss diversifying lead sources. So this is once again another thing that's on my KW board. You guys, there's a lot of YouTube. Basically, how do we take these online leads and how do we make them convert? A lot of us say these online leads I get, they're not good, they're not great, right? JD, are you having success with online leads?
Yeah, all the time.
A lot?
Yes, every day.
Every day.
Literally every day.
So it's so much so where you're like, I'll take your leads off you and give you a referral if you don't want to use it.
Yeah, send this way.
Right?
I even do it through Connect.
Yeah.
Command.
Send them right over. Because he has a system that works, right? So if you're struggling with online leads, if you're using social media or other platforms to get online leads and they're not working for you, log on to these classes, see what's working for other people. We're all about systems and models. Model after people that are doing it at a high level. Stop Stop trying to figure it out yourself. We have a wheel. Go look at it, copy it, do it yourself. Yeah.
If anyone likes, reach out to me. We'll give you a copy of an ad. We just ran like I think it was either a $50 or $100 ad. 58 leads, 60 leads.
Wow.
So if anyone wants it, we'll give you a copy of it.
Hell yeah.
Reach out.
So Command Platform is partnered with Facebook to give your guys' every time you scroll, every third thing you see on Facebook and the fourth thing is an ad, right? The algorithm they give you through Command is a much higher percentage of your ad coming up if you do it by yourself. There's a lot of benefits about being a part of this company that we don't realize or take advantage of. One of them is our Command Platform being able to generate leads and ads for you. Many of us will go pay Boomtown $1,000 a month for their leads. They do the same thing. They put ads on Facebook, then they give them to you, and then they charge you $800. How much did you get? $50?
Yeah, it's like $1.30 a lead or something.
Okay, $100, and he got 50 leads. Just saying. It's not so much about how you get the leads, though, it's what you do with the lead. Right? It's all in the fortunes in the follow-up. That's all these old sayings. As I've gotten older, I love hearing. You think back, like follow the money. And you when you're young, you're like, yeah. And you get older, you're like, oh my God, it's so true. The fortune is in the follow-up. It's so true. Follow-up is everything, and how you follow up with these leads to make them successful. Right? We get a lead, we call them twice, they don't answer. Like, oh, it's a crap lead. Maybe it's what you're doing. Okay. KW Command YouTube channel. There's also a lot of people I'm struggling with Command. It's a lot going on. They've broken down a lot of very basic step-by-step processes for good teachers on how to use Command at a high level. Get on the YouTube channel, watch them, learn, bring them into your business. There's a lot of tools in there for you to be kind of mastering, and we're as most of us, we don't master most of the tools that we're given. I like to tell people we're a massive buffet at Keller Williams. There's so much out here that you don't even realize. You just have to get up and go look and see what we have and dive in, because there's some good food out there. You just got to go try it. Wait for the sandwiches. All right. Some featured videos is how to convert leads on the internet. This one we were just talking about. I'm not going to play that right now, but it's a go on YouTube channel, watch it, convert the leads. We all need more leads. Make a couple ads, copy his ad. He just said he'd give it to you because we share here. We're not selfish. And then figure out how to convert them and run the play. We could all use more business, right? Do we all in this room have enough business where we really don't need to do this?
No.
Well, the rest of you do, but Shauna does, we could use more. She sees all the business we're doing. She knows you're all lying. We all need more leads. Nope.
That was good. That was good, right?
Yeah. That's way more handsome than that dude. Come on.
That's Aaron with glasses.
He looks like your older brother.
Not all white guys look the same. Come on. All right, another free class from PWU. Build a $100,000 pipeline in 90 days. Who can use a $100,000 pipeline?
Wow.
90 days, it's free. It's 2 3-hour sessions. You can scan here. You can also go into Command and go into Marketplace and register for the class. It's another great class. It's deep dive knowledge on how to utilize and implement Command to build a successful business and get closer to closing deals. We can all use it. These tools are here, guys. Just bringing the attention to you. Family reunion, Anaheim, February 18th, 21st, in person only, no more Zoom. Thank goodness, because Zoom family reunion sucked, in my opinion. But that's just me. Who's going? A few of us? We're missing out, guys. Family reunion is typically it's a year where we all get together, and typically we gotta get plane tickets and hotels. We fly across country somewhere. We meet with about 18 to 20,000 other Keller Williams agents. Networking, training, amazing opportunities within Family Reunion. It's a lot of fun, and it is one of the things, if you're not planning on going this year, I would encourage you to start putting money away to go next year. I understand at the last minute it is an expense. This year is cheaper because we can drive, we don't have to fly, but it is an expense. It's a business expense of training. So plan for it. Save up for it. Put money aside from each check. Put a couple $100 into an account. Don't touch it. That way every year you're ready to rock and go take advantage of it. How much is it? Great question. I believe the ticket is 11, 12,
$13.
$12.99.
$12.99. $12.99 for the family reunion ticket. Hotel and everything obviously is on you. So it depends on where you stay, how that looks. If you can bump in with somebody, it's a little bit cheaper. It's 4 days. It's 3 days, but they have a 4th day for some individuals training and networking at the event. Congratulations, Capper. Alex, are you here? Not yet? I'm seeing online. Congrats, Alex, on capping in December. That's always exciting. Mark Chappell, congratulations on capping. 100% of your commissions. Not bad. We all knew you could do it, Mark. We've been rooting for you. Leslie, I just saw Leslie. Congrats, oh, right there. Congrats, Leslie.
Thank you.
Tiffany, congratulations on capping. That's a great headshot, Tiffany. I like the chair. It's nice. It's, it's better than the traditional. No offense if that's yours. That was mine too. It's traditional. Marvin! Yay! Mr. President! Congratulations, Marvin.
Thank you.
Scott Miller, Scotty Miller out in Ridgecrest is killing it. Congratulations, Scotty. I don't know if you're on here. He's on here quite a bit. Brand new agent, guys. I think he's been in the business 9 months now. Yeah, 9 months? Yeah, and he works full time. What's your excuse? I'm just kidding. Great job, Scotty. All right, so let's jump into some lore. Let's see what the numbers are telling us. Guys, make this interactive. I love hearing myself talk, but it's much better when you participate. So let's jump into what's going on. The current change in supply and demand work in favor of the educated agent. Who agrees?
Yes.
Why is that?
Coach your clients.
Yeah. I mean, what's the purpose here, right? We're real estate agents. We want to sell houses. How do we get people to buy houses with us?
By being the expert in our market.
Yeah. People work with us and they know, like, and trust us, right? So people know us. We have to talk to them so they know us, right? We're likable. We're real estate agents. Most of us, some of us, likable, right? They like us. Trust is what? Trust is earned, right? You're not just given trust. Like, oh, but I'm your nephew, I'm your uncle, you should use it, right? Well, they might not trust you. Like, yeah, I know, you're my uncle. I see what you do, right? If you are the economist of choice for your friends, family, your database, you will earn that trust because you're the one feeding them the information they know, like, and trust you, and you are the provider of the information that they trust, right? So a current change in supply and demand works in favor of the educated agent because you are letting people know what's going on. Correct? We gotta be smarter than everybody else. There's a lot of real estate agents. Marvin jokes, it's probably true. 1 in 10 agent, 1 in 10 people in California have held a real estate license, right, at one time in their life.
It's a real statistic.
It's a real statistic in California. There's a lot of us, or been us. A lot are going to leave this month. Why?
The markets. Dues.
Dues. I have the list of everyone who hasn't paid their dues. It's 5 pages long. Right? It's not, to be fair, I was on the list, I forget. Natalie called me at Gavar, she's like, you're a director, I was like, oh my God. Like, a lot of us are forgetful, and we just need a reminder, even though Gavar tells us every time we come on there, right? But the truth is, a lot of agents are going to be struggling this time, and they're going to be getting out of the business, right? The dues are due. February is going to be a tough month.
Gary and I paid at the same time.
Yep, Natalie called you right after.
Mr. President.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, it's bad. I should probably remember to pay those, right? But here's the truth is that we are in a downtime in the market, correct? And we make money if people buy or sell homes. That's it. So if we're not doing the activities that we need to do, if we're not letting people know what's going on in the market, if we're not being the economist of choice, we're going to be struggling. And we know what we need to do. We say it enough. If you're born or been a part of Keller Williams for a long time, you know the number one thing you need to do, the big rock, right? And yet most of us find every excuse to get away from going out there and finding some business, right? So now more than ever, we need to be this educated agent to make sure we're getting business for us. I want our agents to be here all through this shift. I don't care about the other agents as much. I care about you guys. All right, 30-year fixed rates doubled in the last year. So this time last year, interest rates about 3.22. Woo, business was good. Interest rates about 6.42. Holy moly, nobody can afford anything, right? We see the ebb and flow of how this worked throughout the year, right? We stayed pretty consistently busy, and right about here is what, and then things started coming down, right? As interest rates kept going up. For 50 years, the 30-year mortgage rate has moved in unison with the 10-year Treasury yield. So if you look over the past history, typically the 10-year Treasury yield will indicate what our interest rates are going to be. Yes?
Yes, sir.
At the end here, it's gotten a little funky, right? So why are the mortgage rates not at 5.5%? So an increase in the spread above the 10-year yield is now dramatic. The spread difference between the mortgage rate and the 10-year yield, and then the 10-year yield total. So here's our spread. Typically, we're right about this line over a 50-year average of the difference between the 10-year Treasury yield and what our mortgage rates are. March, April, May, June, July, we've been significantly higher. What's been a major cause of that? Massive inflation, right? The Fed is doing everything they can to stop the massive inflation. Inflation is a true enemy of democracy. It's killed democracy before. It can destroy a country if you have rapid inflation, correct? Right? So we've seen that, but what can we kind of expect to happen? It's probably going to come back down towards the center, right? I mean, if we just look back at history over time. So if you've been coming to these lower meetings for the last year, what's one thing I kept saying that was going to happen after about 9 to 18 months of being in from the beginning of a recession? Right? Just historically, typically between 9 and 18 months, we see that interest rates go up, starts a recession, and to help get out of the recession, they bring back down interest rates. In fact, every single time in the last 7 or 8 recessions, you've seen interest rates come down to help combat that, right? How long have we been in this recession now?
They said we're not in a recession yet. It hasn't begun, Garrett. Now you need to listen to the narrative.
Yes. So if you just look at if you take a true data point of 2 consecutive GDP quarters in a dip, right? It was from like June till like August, and we saw it come back up, right? There was 2 quarters there where we were officially in recession, and we kind of dipped back up, right? We could expect though, interest rates probably are going to be heading back towards a little bit more of the mean. Does that mean we're going to be at 3% interest rates?
No.
Probably never. I mean, probably never again. We're giving away money for free at that point. It's not a logical thing we'll see long term, but we'll just see 5, probably, right? 5.5, 5.25. Those are good interest rates. I mean, what was the interest rate 7 years ago? 10 years ago?
8.25.
In the same range between 6%, 5.5, right? That's what's the historically average interest rate? 8. Yeah. So it's. And who knows if inflation keeps rapid? If we see another inflation report that's still really high, interest rates might go up again, right? It very well could. But we can expect over time though, this line will come more close to the average. If that makes sense. Okay, the panic is starting to subside. 2022 spread between the 10-year Treasury yield and mortgage rates. We're seeing the difference is still quite high from what it was, but we're headed towards back more of that direction. Make sense? We're headed back down. All right, the confident versus the confused. Confident agents, knowing their market, knowing what they're talking about, are still in business today, right? They're still being successful within the business. A lot of people are just confused because they don't know where to look for the information. If you just Google what's going on, you get 14 different messages. On real, I mean, everyone nowadays is a guru, right? And the guru of this, the guru of that, how many followers, blah, 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 right? I'm not saying go be the guru because it works. But what I'm saying is you have to cut through the noise and kind of see where are we at today? What do I believe is going to happen? And kind of take a stand and be that advocate. Now, I always felt, I don't know, nobody can predict the future. Nobody knows what's gonna happen for sure, because something could happen tomorrow, the Ukrainian war could escalate, anything could happen. Nobody knows for sure what's gonna happen. All we can do is look back at history, kind of predict what it's done in the past, right? Typically that works pretty well, right? History always repeats itself. That's a common thing. All right. So the upcoming month should see a return of buyers as mortgage rates appear to have already peaked and have been coming down since mid-November. Once again, we're going to look at that inflation report that comes out. We're going to see where that's at. If that's still in high percentage, we could expect rates to maybe go up for a period of time. If it's still heading down towards a more stable number, you can expect interest rates to probably head that direction as well. So be advised, this may be the one and only window for the next few years to get into a buyer's market. And remember, as the Federal Reserve data shows, home prices only go up and always recover from recessions no matter how mild or severe. Long-term homeowners should view this market right now as a unique buying opportunity. That should be your message, right? Why is it a unique buying opportunity for home buyers right now?
Seller concessions.
Concessions, a lot. A lot. You have the power. Before, it's like you're removing everything just to get someone to look at your offer. Like, how good does it have to be? How much over? You want me to take off what? It's done, right? It's stupid. I mean, it was happening, right? Now, though, you're like, oh, you've been on the market 40 days. You don't have any offers. What are you going to give me? Right? From buy downs to closing costs, at the end of the day, if it's just how much money can we save? If you get closing costs covered, you look over the life of the loan, it may be a savings there, right? If you could get a buy down for, or a 2-to-1 buy down for a short-term buy down, seeing if interest rates will go lower over time and then refinancing in, there's a lot of opportunity in the market for buyers. All right, home price forecast for 2023 by sources. So Realtor expects prices to go up 5.4%, where Zelman expects it to go down 5.1%. The average is they think it's going to be pretty flat. So last year we talked about this. We showed the graph where everyone thought it was going to be. We went to the average and they said about 6% prices would go up year over year. Who knows where we ended up in December of last year in Gavar? How much prices went up year over year?
Last year, December?
Last year, December to December. If you went the year in total,
Was it like 11%?
how much did prices change? 5.8% year over year. It was almost dead accurate to what they predicted if you combined all of them. Right? So even though last year ended really bad, we started really good. So prices were increasing over year, and it ended up for the year, if you take the year over year number, about 5.8 or 5.6%. So it was dead on. So we can expect prices will be pretty flat this year. Fair? Make sense?
Yes.
If you guys have questions, please ask. We can dialogue. If you have a question, others probably do as well. We'll make fun of you, but it's okay. We're family. I'm just kidding. All right, home appreciation pre and post pandemic. So home appreciation before the pandemic compared to the after. If you just take the time span overall, prices went up 12%. This is nationally, by the way. Post pandemic, it's been flat. I don't know why that's important, but it's kind of interesting. Share of homes having their prices reduced. All right, so obviously prices were not being reduced. People were buying over home prices beginning of last year. And if you look, or 2 years ago, this is a 2-year span, if you look over from May through November, a lot more price cuts. Still only about 1.2, 1.3% of homes across the nation saw their prices reduced, right? How does that look locally? A little bit more, yeah? A lot more houses being reduced from starting price? Okay. Homes have home values hit the bottom. So this is 2022 month-over-month change in home valuations for 4 different indices. Did I say that right? Yeah, sure. So Black Knight, CoreLogic, these are all data-driven companies, right? Case-Shiller, these are all looking at the change of home valuations, okay? And you can see the home valuations coming down over this span of the third quarter, July, August, September, we saw prices going down. For the previous years, we always saw prices going up up, prices going up. We finally saw a turn of it kind of teeter-totting and kind of coming down. Now, is it drastic? Not really, right? So pretty flat home prices seems to be what the data is showing us this upcoming year. Now, obviously, we don't have the data yet from November, December. It's more drastic in those months, right? We were a lot slower, so a lot more price cuts. We've been saying this from the beginning. We must control the narrative. We're like a self-fulfilling prophecy agents. We don't even realize it. We're like, the market's turning. We start speaking the market. It's a terrible market, the crap. Clients start hearing us speaking this language, right? We control our narrative, right? How's the market?
Great.
It's great. Depends. What are you doing? All right? Did you buy last year and you're trying to refinance and sell? Well, no, that's not good. You had a great rate then. Your rate sucks now, right? It just depends on what's going on. If we control the narrative, we control what's going on, right? If we are all doing our job and we're all talking our database, letting them know, like right now, it's like, oh, buyers, it's so bad, the interest rates. Not really, right? People are like, oh, it's an abnormal market. No, it's not. I'm sorry, 2021, 2020, that was an abnormal market. That was dumb. Interest rates being historically low, agents doing crazy things to get their offers accepted. Buyers are lining up to see with 15 offers, removing all contingencies to get into a home. That was an abnormal market. This house is sitting on the market for 40 or 50 days with interest rates being around 6%. It's historically pretty normal.
Garrett, question, what would you say to the people that are saying that, yeah, the interest rates aren't that bad, they're lower than they were, you know what I mean, previous years or whatnot, but the home prices have went up so high that it's not balancing out? Meaning that for me to get a normal home that's still at a $400,000 price point, way higher than years ago, now at a 6% interest rate versus what I make, I can't afford the home anymore. So how do you then convince them that it's still a great time to buy?
At the end of the day, if they can't afford, they can't afford.
Right.
You can afford what you can afford. There's
Right.
affordability index with where we're at. We're below where we need to be on average affordability. So yeah, they can afford where they can afford to buy. But is it a great time to buy historically if they can't afford
Right.
and they're hesitant about, well, I don't know the timing. I should wait next year, stuff like that. Well, great. There may be a lot more buyers, and now you're not going to be able to probably get the incentives back with a buy down or something like that. So everyone's situation is unique, and it's hard to look at the monthly payment on some of these. Like, man, how do people afford this?
Right.
It is. Yet we don't have a lot of inventory coming that shows like it's just going to come crashing down, and we don't have. I think there's a false hope for a big crash like in 2007 and 8, where all of a sudden they're going to be able to get a house for $100,000 that used to be $300,000,
Right.
and there's no indicator showing that that's going to happen. So yes, it might be a stretch today, but you want to wait in 3 years when prices continue to go up 4 or 5% over time.
Right.
It's just going to get lock in your rate now.
Right.
Your rate doesn't change.
Yeah.
Inflation
Do
does.
an adjustable interest rate to get in the house, and they need to make a plan about what they're gonna do to get out of it. They can start with the lower interest rate, especially if they know their income may be growing, or mom's going back to work, or they have a situation they're gonna get more income, and say, listen, look at the adjustable interest rate, you know you just had a baby, you're gonna be going back to work, your income's gonna increase, so even if the interest rate increases, you're still gonna start down here and maybe meet where the current market is. It's gonna get them in a house,
Yep.
so they have time.
Now,
So let's go-
Question with that, sorry, with the, I don't know if on the lending side, but I was told that on the 2-1 buy down, the homeowner has to qualify for that 6% rate, even though
Yeah.
they're getting the step down. But in the ARM, it's different, right? The ARM, they have to qualify for the lower rate, and then it'll step up, or do you guys know how that works? Or even in the ARM scenario, they have to qualify for that highest
Well, the ARM,
rate.
the ARM doesn't know exactly what the rate, so they have it, typically each year could go up a certain point,
Right.
quarter point each year. And it maxes out at like 3 or 4 years or 5 years or whatever the rate is.
Right.
So I believe they have to qualify with the expectation of pricing going up. I think it's just the lowest rate, because
Okay.
it can't bounce up 4% in 1 year.
Got it,
So
got it,
make
got
them,
it.
it locks, which we're
Got it.
gonna talk about here in a minute.
Okay.
Someone said rents are too high is another good point. I cannot believe
Well-
let's go on rent.com and see how much that rent is.
Yeah, you're right.
It's the same as a
thing.
mortgage.
Yeah, you're right.
Housing is just expensive.
You're right, you're right.
So if it's expensive, I'd rather be an owner and control my destiny and be really stretched than paying somebody else's rent and be really stretched.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, too, the qualifying to get into a rental is as bad or worse than getting in a purchase.
It's because there's not a lot of housing right now, so they can do that. If, all of a sudden a bunch of houses were built in Magic Fairyland, and now there was people who were desperate to get rent would come down and all that. California's made building so expensive. You can't build a house without, if you just want to build a spec house, and a nice, 4-bedroom, 2,000 square feet home, $700,000-$800,000 minimum, right? So there's not a lot of money in that. So unfortunately, we're at where we're at with that. So if they can't afford it, it's one of those things where, what can we do to get that affordability up?
Right.
Because they're not going to be able to afford to rent either. Suggest alternative means of financing. Weird. Adjustable rates. It's like, Rhonda helped me make this. Adjustable rate mortgage. Bring down the rates or bind down the rates. So ARMS guys, they have a really bad reputation from back in 2005, 2004. After the big crash happened, a lot of different laws came into place to hopefully prevent that from ever happening again. So getting through, talk to your lender about what rates and programs they have. I had no idea when I first looked into ARMS that they logged how much it could go up each year if it was to go up, right? I just thought they went up, so if it went up for a point or something, it was just, that was what it was. But most of them lock you at a quarter point or something like that, and they cap once they hit the 5th year or whatever that is, they'll be capped at that forever. And you can always refi back into a 30-year if you have the equity or something like that into the house. So they're a great option to look at, especially if they're like, well, I might only be here for a couple years, I might be moving. Well, that's a great option to look at. The risk of ARMS were substantially mitigated by the regulatory reforms put into place after 2008 bust. Today, the ARMS are not the risky products of 2008 or even pre-bubble version. ARMS are no longer something to fear. In fact, they could help borrowers save money and reduce barriers to home ownership. We got to get creative in times like this. My nephew just was trying to buy a house. He was able to get an ARM that let him be able to afford what he needed for these first 3 years, because he is in a position where he will make more and more money over time, but right now he's kind of at the base. And he's taking that risk, which I encourage him to do because it was a good deal. But he's looking at the payment this year, next year, and the year after that. And the final year is a little bit, it's a reach for him. But what he's currently doing in those 3 years, he'll be in a position to be making a lot more money. So you've got to get creative at times like that, and at times like today, to see what you can do to get your buyers into homes. Temporary rate buydowns are the hot trend for mortgages as borrowers face higher costs for home loans. By the way, we talk about buydowns when? When did we start talking about buydowns?
4 months ago? 6 months ago?
July.
Yeah, it was July. I ran shift. Remember, we started talking about buydowns. I was encouraging you guys to do it. You took the shift class with me, right? Because we said this was coming. Who of you put together that great buydown program was first to the market with it? Yeah, we should have been, right? We talked about it. We knew it was coming. Some buyers are exploring alternatives to traditional mortgages in a period of rising interest rates that is expected to continue in 2023. Buydowns are a less costly alternative to traditional fixed-rate mortgages. Let's get creative here. I'm going to teach next week a mortgage hacks class, and we'll talk more about this. But there is a lot of opportunity out there with people that bought homes to get creative, that things that are doable, that nobody's done in a long time because it didn't make sense, right? I was talking to my mother last week, and we were just talking about, and she's like, yeah, when we bought our first home, you always assumed. You always took over the loan and then got a loan for a second on the remainder. That was just what you did because interest rates were 18%. Well, nobody had to assume the loan the last 15 or 10 years because the rates were higher than you wouldn't want to assume a loan when you could get a new loan with a lower rate. Are we in that period right now?
I've seen a lot more people doing hybrid loans like that.
If someone has a loan that's assumable, you don't know if it is. They have to look to see if it is. Are FHA assumable?
Yes.
Yep. Are VAs assumable?
Yes.
Are some conventionals?
Some.
It depends. Depends on the lender, right? So if you have an option, if they bought 2 years ago and they have a rate at 3.5%, and you can assume that now you only have to get a loan for the difference, say it's $100,000. Well, a loan at a 6% or a 7%, if you're getting a second, the rate's gonna be much higher, by the way. But let's say it's 8% or 9%, but a 9% loan on 100,000, and then you have a 3% on a 400,000, right? You might bring down that payment where now they can afford it. We just gotta get creative during this time. Make sense? Okay, next week I'll be talking about mortgage hacks. There's more stuff like that we'll be going over. Active listings the past 2 years. So you can see nationally we got a lot more inventory than where we were, right? 2021, there was a little pandemic that happened 2020. Kind of messed things up a little bit, so these numbers are a little off. But in this last year, we've seen a lot more listings coming on the market, more inventory. All right, pending listings count. So the last 12 months, year over year, we're pending a lot less listings every single month. About 36% less listings in November of last year, come year over year from the year before. Meaning, less transactions, correct? Less transactions, about 36% less transactions across the nation. Average days on market, you can see back from 2019, our average days on market were about 46 to 49. This is nationally. In November, we're at 24. We are still a lot lower. December and January, obviously, are going to be a lot less than that.
A crazy thing to think about is we have how many people in California? Was it 36 million or something like that? 37?
Sounds
Right.
good.
There's only 67,000 homes available in California for sale.
Low image.
Put that into perspective.
Yeah.
67,000 homes.
Yeah,
all
and I know there's like 14 million in LA County alone. Like, or 12 million, whatever that is. If you say something with enough confidence, people believe you. I'm like, there's 14 million. Everyone's like, there's 14 million. Like, no, there's not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's around 12 to 14, somewhere right around there. Existing home sales, year over year by region. You can see in the West, existing home sales down almost 45%. Existing home sales in the thousands, you can see the dark blue line is 2022. We're quite a bit less, right? You can see in the thousands. I got a nice glare there. Where we had about 500,000 homes for sale or sold in November, we're closer to 400,000 in existing home sales. Total home sales in the thousands. Existing home sales, total home sales with new homes, we're at 372,000 home sales when we're at 557,000 in November of last year. Pending home sales, same thing historically. We're about 100. The 100 line is our historically healthy average, where we are way more homes sold, obviously through the COVID era, and we see we're super busy, and we expect that to right. What comes way up, it's a roller coaster, comes down, right? It's a correction in the market. Pending home sales in the West, we're down. It's just showcasing that we're kind of heading in the same direction. We're not seeing a big adjustment from the sold to the pending. Percentage distressed properties, right? So we're still not seeing a huge spike in distressed properties. A lot of people have equity and a lot of equity in their home, and the government and banks are working with people way more than they used to. Right, the banks kind of helped collapse the market in 2008, 2009, when they were grabbing all these homes and it was a race towards the bottom. Banks don't want to do that again. So they're being a lot more willing to work with people to help them stay in their homes. So you're seeing less and less NODs filed. A lot of NODs filed, but a lot less distressed properties on the market and being sold. Yet we are headed back. They weren't allowed to do it in here, so this is like, right, they weren't allowed to keep people out of their homes from the COVID. So now they're we'll see this number kind of tick up over time, I would expect, but we'll keep an eye on it.
That's going to be a funny thing to look at 10 years from now when we're looking back at it.
Yeah.
That flat
What
line
happened? Sales price of existing homes. This is year over year by region. You can just see the prices that have gone up. 2% in the West, 4.4% in the South. All throughout the United States was 3.5%. And then the percent of change in sales year over year by price range. See different price ranges for that, but we're going to skip through this because we got to get a little bit quicker. This is interesting. So this is Showing Time, which is owned by Zillow, which our local board decided against being a part of because they take all your data and we don't want them to have it. But anyways, other people have it. So basically Showing Time is showing that 55% less showings on the West 30% across the nation of less people showing homes compared to year over year. And then mortgage rate projections, where everyone, I like to average the floor because I like the averages, showing where they expect interest rates to go over the next year. You see that's kind of sliding towards being down to that 5% range that we talked about earlier. All right, locally, number of listings is our red number. We're right around 1,000 listings for the month, or for currently. New listings. Yeah, that's December. I had a mind break there. See, our new listings have been kind of coming down, less people putting their homes on the market, and our sold listings is kind of interacting with how many new listings were put on the market. So we sold as many homes that came on the market. We're having less and less people put their home on the market as we're currently speaking. Listing prices, you see our active median listing is kind of heading down. Prices have been getting priced a little bit lower. New median list price is really kind of took a little dip, but our sold median price actually came up higher than what our new median list price was. It means we have probably less expensive homes coming on the market as we speak, but agents are also listing the prices less. Absorption rate in months, you can see our absorption rate kind of peaked in November and December, right around 2.5 to 3 months supply of inventory. We've been kind of holding on there. We're just not getting a lot of listings coming into the market. Sold to list price ratio, so if you put your house on the market for $500,000, you're getting close to $480,000, about 98% to 99% of list price to sales price ratio. A lot of that's coming up with concessions, right? People are willing to put a full price offer in, but you can cover my closing and give me a buy down, right? Make sense? And then days on market, this is interesting, right? We're seeing our days on market kind of peak. Now we have a seasonality to real estate. We know this is a slow time of year anyways, but you see up here we've hit the peak of the November, December of our days on market. And then our numbers that we talked about for the year. So right here's our number, 5.81% is our number of average sales price percent changed year over year. So we grew about 6%. Your house is worth about 6% more than it was last year, which is interesting. It's good to know. But if you go back to the month over month, the price was down almost 6% year over year, which the last 2 months, 3 months were pretty slow. Prices came down, but we had a good start to the year that averaged out our year total right about where most of the experts said we would be at the beginning of last year, right? Our absorption rate has climbed almost 50% for the year, 71% year over year. About double the houses on the market for buyers to choose from, which is in turn giving them more opportunity. We're going to skip through this because I'm a little bit slow today. So let's jump into some monthly awards. We'll give our awards and we'll have Renee come up and say something. You're speaking, right? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, she wants. Yeah. So she'll come up and then we'll get some sandwiches for you guys. So let's celebrate some awards. Top individuals, this is just for December. We'll be doing January in a couple weeks. So top listings taken, we got Beth Morales and Mike Watson with 3 listings taken. Good job, Beth. Second place, Mr. Scrogg with 4 listings taken. Great job, Beth. And in first place, we got Virginia Diaz. Good job, Virginia. 6 listings taken. We have a certificate for you in your mailbox. Nice to see. I like seeing some new names up there. Virginia's coming for Jessica. She's like, I'm gonna get you, Jessica. All right, top individual closed units for December. We got third place, Isaac. Isaac, where'd you go? Hey, Isaac. And Roland with 3 units closed. Second place, we got Beth and Jessica with 3. Great job, Beth. Good month for Beth. And in first place, we got Christine Meister, Philemon Rodriguez, and Jimmy Mora. Hey, good job. Phil, where can we go?
Get a claim.
Oh, sure. Had a client. Yeah.
He's going to close a 5th unit.
Yeah, there we go. All right, and individual closed volume. We got Dustin Arkland with just under $1 million. Great job, Dustin. So like 6 business ago. Christine Leister with 1.8 million. Great job, Christine. Third place got Anthony Sunbury with 1.1 million. Great job, Anthony. Second place, Leslie with 1.1 million. Great job, Leslie. First place, Jimmy Moore with 1.5 million. Good job, Jimmy. Month was obviously a little slower for most agents. These numbers are normally a little bit higher month to month, but yet we still have agents kicking butt. So you can go kick butt too. Just got to get into action. All right, top individual gross commission income. We got Dustin with $24,875. That's not bad for a month. That's great job. Fourth place got Philemon with $28,000. Great job, Phil. It's weird, he closed that and he spent the whole month in Mexico with almost no cell signal. So, what's your excuse? All right. Third place, we got Christine Leister with $30,000 GCI. Great job, Christine. And second place, Leslie Go with $30,000. And first place, we got Jimmy Moore with $38,231. Good job, Jimmy. Top teams listings taken. We got the Burton Group, Pulaskis team, and Team Silva. A bunch of you guys. Where'd John go? 2 listings taken for December. Second place, we got the Chapel team with 2.5 listings taken. The husband signed, but the wife didn't, so they only got half the listing. Those jokes, like, oh, Garrett's get better jokes. We hear the same jokes every month. All right, first place, Ileana Dominguez. Veronica Gonzalez, 4 listings taken. Great job, Otto, even though it was your wife and not you. All right, top closed units for December. We got the Burton Group, Trino team, Pies Realty, Eliana, Veronica. Everyone closed 2 units in December. Everybody's closing units. All right. Oh, second place. So, it's just 2. Okay, there we go, because everyone tied. We got the Pulaskis team and the Chapel team advantage with 5 closed units each. Good job. All right, and team closed volume. We got the Chapel team advantage with 1 million. Great job. Nice evil laugh. Second place, Ileana with 1.04 million. Great job, Ileana. And in first place, we got the Trino team with 1.1. Great job. All right. Gross commission income. We got Ileana at $29,000. Great job, Ileana. In second place, we got the Chapel team advantage with $29,000. Great job, Chapel team. And in first place, we got the Trino team, $31,000. Great job. I was like, I know I saw you. I was like, but I could have sworn you were over there, and I thought you left. Great job, Annabelle.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So next week we'll be going over mortgage hacks. We're gonna have Renee come up real quick and talk about why we should use NHG.
Well, I don't have anything big prepared, so I'm not going to spoil you. But as always, I just appreciate your support and I appreciate your orders. And just a reminder, I'm having more and more agents that are ordering their NHG reports at the time of listing. So you guys can always do that too. You don't have to wait until escrow is open. You can reach out to me. I can go ahead and send it to you just so you have all of that information ahead of time. And just thank you so much.
You're saying we should be proactive in seeing problems that might come up instead of waiting till 3 weeks into escrow when escrow tells us there's something wrong with the report that we didn't read?
Yeah, especially if you're having open houses too, to have them, you can have them there with you. But I just suggest ordering them at the time of listing, so.
Can I say one thing? The Melrose is on those, and I didn't realize that, and I had helped on a property and didn't even realize, because I knew the rest of the community did not have Melrose, and it ended up having Melrose, and it showed up on NHD. So if we would have pulled it before, we could have really checked it in.
Is that L and 70th West?
No, it's the old golf course.
Oh. Wow.
On the end, there's Melrose.
Oh. Awesome.
Oh, the little
Yeah,
new homes right there.
that's a huge advantage to have. Wide weights. Call Renee. Say, help me out. She got you sandwiches. It's the least you can do.
Enjoy. Food's out there. Go ahead, help yourself.
All right, guys. Have a great month. Things are turning around. Let's get to business. Enjoy your sandwiches. Kick butt. Go team, go. Thank you.
Congratulations.